Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into our side, Chief. He was coming back from the island of Tinian to Lady, just delivered the bomb, the Hiroshima bomb. 1,100 men went into the water. Vessel went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see the first shark for about half an hour. Tiger, 13-footer. You know that when you're in the water, Chief? You tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail. What we didn't know was our bomb mission had been so secret, no distress signal had been sent. They didn't even list us overdue for a week. Very first light, Chief. Sharks come cruising. So we formed ourselves into tight groups. It's kind of like old squares in a battle, like you see in a calendar, like the Battle of Waterloo, and the idea was shark comes to the nearest man, that man he starts pounding and hollering and screaming. Sometimes the shark would go away. Sometimes he wouldn't go away. Sometimes that shark, he looks right into you, right into your eyes. You know the thing about a shark, he's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes. When he comes at you, he doesn't seem to be living until he bites you, and those black eyes roll over white, and then you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming. The ocean turns red, and in spite of all the pounding and the hollering, they all come in and they rip you to pieces. By the end of that first dawn, lost 100 men. I don't know how many sharks, maybe 1,000. I don't know how many men, they average 6 an hour. On Thursday morning, Chief, I bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Robinson from Cleveland. Baseball player, bosun's mate. I thought he was asleep. Reached over to wake him up. Bobbed up and down in the water. It was like a kind of top. Upended. Well, he'd been bitten in half below the waist. Noon the 5th day, Mr. Hooper, Lockheed Ventura saw us. He swung in low and he saw us too. A young pilot, a lot younger than Mr. Hooper anyway. He saw us and he come in low, and 3 hours later a big fat PBY comes down and started to pick us up. That was the time I was most frightened, waiting for my turn. I'll never put on a life jacket again. So 1,100 men went in the water. 316 men come out. The sharks took the rest June the 29th, 1945. Anyway, we delivered the bomb.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to your favorite film podcast, The Average Film Enjoyer. We are your hosts, Evan and Trey. We are your average film enjoyers. Today, we're going to be talking about a lot. We are going to be talking about how well received Late Night with the Devil is. We are going to be reviewing our next 2 movies on the IMDb Top 250 in How to Train Your Dragon and Jaws. 2 peak films. And then we're going to talk about some of the stuff we've been watching recently.
Got some movie news in there too? On top of Late Night with the Devil?
Yeah. Yeah, but first of all, Evan, how are you doing?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. It's been a good week. Nice weekend. I had Sunday, Monday off, which was awesome, and the weather was absolutely phenomenal. It was like 16 Celsius here, which is super, super nice. Sunsets were beautiful. Me and my girlfriend sat on the deck and just hung out. Great weekend.
Like how warm?
Let me do it in freedom units.
In what?
In freedom units.
What the hell's a freedom unit?
That's American units, freedom units. It was 61 degrees Fahrenheit. 16
nice.
degrees Celsius. Very beautiful. No clouds, just nice sunny days. Over the next 2 days, we're getting 30 centimeters of snow, which... Trey's mom, cover your ears. It fucking sucks. We've had some beautiful weather, and now I get bagged with 30 centimeters of snow. Not fun. That's okay. Means I can stay inside and just chill. Yeah, been watching some fun movies, some good, some bad. I've been playing a metric ton of games lately. I finished Elden Ring twice over the last weekend. Got my character ready for the DLC coming out in June. Very excited about that. It's I'm on New Game Plus 10 on my current main character. Everything's very hard, but it's just a blast. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And then 2 days ago, I started playing the first Metal Gear Solid from 1998, which amazingly is getting a movie adaptation at some point. And Oscar Isaac is starring as Solid Snake, which is sick. Cannot wait for that. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid's amazing. I just got Metal Gear Solid 2 yesterday, and I can't wait to play it. I've just been busting out movies and playing that, so yeah, it's been fun. How about you? How you doing?
I'm chilling. Biggest thing, well, I do have Legos because I always have a problem with because I have massive ADHD, and as you listeners know, there's been a few times where I've been caught playing video games while we record. I just like having something to do while I talk. So, for today, I bought Hulkbuster Legos to put together while we talk films. I also got to get my gaming chair. So, here, I'm gonna put this in reference. So, I'm gonna show you guys the chair I was using at my desk in my room. And I spend most of my time in my desk in my room playing video games and watching movies, as you guys know, as I've talked about. So, this is the bottom of the chair. Like, this is what I was sitting on, right? It's just wooden slats. It's so uncomfortable. My ass was hurting all the time. So, I ordered an actual, gaming chair. And it got here this weekend. Look at this shit. You can't really see it. Here, I'll move my screen down. Look at that. And it's got the lumbar support it vibrates.
Dude, show me the footrest.
Oh shit, I don't know if I can do that. I'll show you later.
Yeah, show me later.
But yeah, this shit has a footrest, and this is the best part. I almost fell asleep in it watching Jaws last night because it Oh god, dude, fucking hiccups. It's happening, Evan. This is the end.
It's the end.
It's the end of times. It reclines. And I've always said to my dad, I want a lazy boy for my room. Or just like a recliner. And then it does this. See? So I'm just vibing, playing video games and watching movies like this. It's fucking awesome. So that's probably the highlight. Been grinding some Siege, just getting my... See, and it's not even that I'm getting my ass handed to me, it's that I get really shitty teammates.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, get all 5 kills every single round. I usually get, 4 or 5 kills, and I'm helpful, and I plant and all that stuff. It's just I get teammates who don't do shit. But that's been fun. Been reading Dune. Have I talked to you about, my thoughts so far? I'm, 150 pages in.
We talked when you were, 50, 60 pages in.
Yeah, the part I found most interesting so far, and if you don't want, Dune the book spoilers, skip ahead a couple minutes, is that Paul and Leto were, planning and talking about exploiting the Fremen even before they arrived on Arrakis.
Yeah.
But other than that, from what I can tell, outside of a few different sequences, it is insanely like Denis Villeneuve has been very faithful from what I've read so far.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
even down to like lines of dialogue.
I need to reread it.
It's really good. I'm really enjoying it.
I might go back to it once I finish Metal Gear Solid, because like,
Yeah.
Sorry to sidetrack back to Metal
No.
Gear Solid really quick. So it's a very old game. It's 26 years old, and I used to be like, I mean, I grew up with a PlayStation 1, but I didn't play those kinds of games when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I played Final Fantasy VII, the original, 1997, even older, and I adored it. And I was like, oh, these old games still feel pretty good. So you know, I want to play Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. Sorry, I just spilled some coffee on my desk.
Oh no. I'll keep
That's
talking
okay.
until you clean it up.
Yeah.
And yeah, I started playing it. It's a very dated game. Like the acting is incredible. It's a very like relevant politically. Hideo Kojima he's ahead of his time.
Well, even like it's the genre of RPGs, even old ones like that. Like if
Okay.
you're like, because it really just depends on the story. It's less
Yeah.
about like mechanics and shit. And
Okay. Let me stop you really quick. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Metal Gear Solid is not an RPG. It's a stealth action game. You know Splinter Cell?
No,
It's like
I don't know video games, Evan.
You don't know Splinter Cell?
I was a sheltered
Oh
child.
my god. Okay. Metal Gear
I grew
Solid-
up playing Zelda.
That's crazy. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid is a stealth action game, so it's like Hitman or those types of things. It's what it defined that genre. It's not a long game. Most RPGs are 20, 30 hours. This game is under 10 hours long. But Kojima has so much to say about politics and war, nuclear arms races, and conflict. And even with Death Stranding, which came out in
Here, you
29
keep talking about this.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. I'm going to reiterate it to you later, because he needs to know. Death Stranding came out in 2019. This game is about, like... You can hear Trey's echo. It's okay, though. We'll keep going. Death Stranding is about a world that is fractured and separated, and nobody's connected to each other, and the world is just fragmented. And what do you know? Like 4 months later, a pandemic happens, and that same shit happens, and it's so relevant. I played Death Stranding during the pandemic, and it was so impactful for me, and seeing this sense of separation building into connection while living through a pandemic was insane. I couldn't believe how Kojima made a game like this before the pandemic even happened. Yeah, Trey, I was just saying how Death Stranding is like a story about the world being separated and fragmented, and it came out right before the pandemic hit. And it's so weird playing that in the midst of a pandemic. He's really ahead of his time, and Metal Gear Solid 2, which I've just started, but I kind of know a bit about the story, it deals with misinformation and, you know, the government messing with you, and it's just like, he's just such a brilliant person, and yeah, so I cannot wait to go through. I'm going to go through Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, because those are on the PlayStation 5 as like an HD collection, and they're only $25 a piece. They're really cheap, which is awesome. Metal Gear Solid 4 is only on the PlayStation 3, which I have a PlayStation 3, but it's in storage right now, so I may need to go get that.
Yeah.
Or I'll just like emulate it on my PC. And then Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which is like it was a PSP game, if you know what PSP is.
Yeah, portable something PlayStation or
It's
whatever.
PlayStation Portable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a PSP game. But they ported it to Xbox 360, and I have a 360 with me, so I'm gonna play that, and then do Metal Gear Solid 5 again, which was the first Metal Gear game I played, which is funny considering it's the last one. But yeah, I expect more.
That's how I was with Halo. The first Halo game I ever played through was Halo 3.
Yeah, same.
Which banger campaign, by the way.
Banger.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I want to talk about this more because I don't really know anyone else that's played these games, so I'm just gonna voice it here and hope. I mean, maybe some of the listeners have played them and talked about it. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid is really capturing me, and it's just they're so fun to play. The story is really funny and very relevant even today, like almost 30 years later. It's crazy. So, yeah. You want to do some movie news?
I do.
Cool.
What do you got?
Yeah, the first thing I want to talk about is our James Bond rumored casting that I see popping up more and more, and it seems like it might be real. Aaron Taylor Johnson playing James Bond.
I don't feel like I can comment on that.
Okay.
Because I've only seen one James Bond movie, so why don't you tell me what to think?
So I think that this wasn't my go-to casting for sure, but I think it's awesome. He's shown charisma before, and in Bullet Train, he's awesome in Bullet Train. And he shows kind of the, military, like, badass aspect in Tenet. He's awesome in Tenet. So, I don't hate this casting. I really wanted Idris Elba so bad.
Yeah, me too.
But it seemed like they were kind of going for a bit of a younger person. I adore James Bond. I've seen every single one of them. And I'm just happy they're making more. Like, Daniel Craig was... People were skeptical of that, and it's the same as like Robert Pattinson as the Batman. You just gotta wait to see it. Like I'm just so excited to see more James Bond on the screen. Like I know it'll be a while, but oh my god, I'm just so hyped.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean I have a lot of love for Aaron Taylor Johnson, so. Yeah.
It's so funny because like the first thing I think of when I think of Aaron Taylor Johnson is Kick-Ass, and he's just this nerdy little dude in that.
Oh, I think I first saw him in Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Oh god, that's tragic because he's not very good at it.
He's fine.
Okay, his accent's pretty bad, and then I mean it's more the plot that they kill him off like really randomly. We got a live-action Popeye movie in the works.
Do we have any castings yet?
Not yet. I saw George tweeted, "Stop being a coward and cast me in this already." Like 5 minutes after the Disgusting Films 2 went up.
That's funny.
Two really sick things. First off, Shrek 2 is coming back to the theaters. W.
I've never even seen Shrek 2, so maybe I'll go watch it for the first time.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Okay, Shrek 2 is one of the best movies of all time.
I've only seen the first one.
Yeah.
And that was like a recent first watch.
Yeah, I remember that. What did you give it?
I think I gave it a 5.
W.
Yeah, I had a blast with it. And the thing about it was that I was nervous going into it that like I wasn't going to like it as much as other people because of the nostalgia factor, but it's still like it's so smart and the humor is so good. Yeah, I had a blast with it.
I can't wait for you to watch Shrek 2 because it's even better in my opinion. The other thing, speaking on re-releases of old movies, is they're showing every single Spider-Man movie in the theaters again.
Oh yeah, because there's like people are thinking that Raimi's gonna do Spider-Man 4.
Yeah, so...
Well, I will 100% be seeing Amazing Spider-Man 2 in the theaters. I remember seeing that in the theaters for the first time, and it was just like...
Are you joking?
I'm not joking. I think that's visually the best-looking Spider-Man movie.
Oh my god, dude. You sit here and you slander Spider-Man 2, and then you're like, I can't wait to watch TASM 2 in theaters. That is so ill.
We've talked about this.
I know we've talked about it.
They're better than the Spider-Man movies.
No, they're not.
Look, it's Bruce Banner.
W. I have that minifig too because I got the Marvel Advent calendar, Lego Advent calendar.
That's
so April. Yeah, Lego does Advent calendars, and it's like
I might have to get one of those this year.
Yeah, go to Walmart. They sell them like now still.
Dude, Walmart is so goated.
Yeah, after Christmas they sell them on mad discounts. You should check it out. Yeah, so throughout April we're getting the Raimi trilogy, and then the first 2 weeks of May we're getting TASM. And then the last 2 weeks of May and first week of April, we're getting the.
You mean first week of June?
Of June, sorry. Yes, that's pretty cool.
I'd go see Homecoming again in the theater.
I'd go see Far From Home again because it's peak.
No, it's mid.
It's the best of the Tom Holland trilogy.
That's
and
it's actually
sucks, by the way.
No Way Home doesn't suck. But all right, bud.
Nostalgia baiting movie. When a film leaves...
Wait, what did you say? My brain. You said No Way Home sucks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Okay, I agree.
Okay, when a film leaves space for the audience to clap during it, like when Daredevil walks out, go fuck yourself. That is insane.
I was the only person who cheered. When that happened, I thought everybody was gonna like explode, and I went, fuck yeah! And I was like, oh, sorry everybody.
That movie has almost zero rewatch value outside of the theaters, and I've never seen it in theaters.
1,000%.
I've only watched it at home with my girlfriend, and I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's a 3. It's a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, because it had so much recency bias. They did amazing marketing for it, and people were like, they're all on screen. But besides that, like story-wise and all that, it's really weak.
I remember watching the trailer at my girlfriend's house, and she had like neighbors in the basement, and I see Green Goblin pop up at the end of the first trailer, and I started jumping up and down. She's like, you can't jump, there's neighbors below us. And I was like,
you're like, I don't give a shit, it's Green Goblin.
The goat. So yeah, go support cinemas. Watch Spider-Man if you want. Watch the
what in your opinion, what's the best of the Holland trilogy?
Far From Home. I love Far From Home.
I think I have Homecoming higher than Far From Home, but I do enjoy Far From Home.
They're both like 4 stars.
Yeah, for me too.
I really like them. Dune 2 has passed $500 million worldwide. Keep watching it. Push this shit to $1 billion.
It deserves it. If any movie that's out right now deserves it, it's Dune 2.
Yeah, that's amazing. There was a trailer for Star Wars The Acolyte. I don't give a shit. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, neither of us are Star Wars fans. So.
Jack Black has immersed himself into playing Steve for Minecraft. Whatever that means.
I don't know. Maybe he's getting, like, plastic surgery.
X-Men 97 comes out tomorrow. Possible W. Could be really fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Those old Marvel... Yeah. I still watch, like, Marvel animated cartoons once in a while. Yeah. Like, there's one, Avengers Assemble that I really like. Ultimate Spider-Man is really good. And I still watch those once in a while. Dude, so I'm actually looking forward to that.
I never watched animated Marvel stuff. I watched the Batman animated series. That was my shit as a kid.
I never watched that.
Teen Titans, all that, like that. I watched YTV and the Batman animated series. Big time reveal. The timeline for the Twisted Childhood universe all leads to Pooniverse Monsters Assemble in 2025.
Wait,
this is
what?
Okay, so this starts with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let me reread the headline. The timeline for the Twisted Childhood universe has been revealed. All roads lead to Pooniverse Monsters Assemble, which is an insane
What's Poonie?
name. Pooh, P-O-O, like Winnie the Pooh, Pooniverse, universe, but like Pooh, like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, God, that's awful.
Yeah, it's awful. Okay, so we've got Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Next week, actually, they're showing Winnie the Pooh 2, Blood and Honey at my theater. And then we have Bambi the Reckoning, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, and then Pinocchio Unstrung. And then we have Pooniverse Monsters Assemble.
I'm so in on this. I'm so in on this. And they did, funny. On SNL a few years ago when Dwayne Johnson hosted, they did like a Bambi one kind of like that, and it's like Bambi fights back. It's fun.
We got a new trailer for Rebel Moon Part 2. I still haven't watched the first one. I'm waiting till the director's cut, the R-rated director's cut comes out, because I trust in Daddy Snyder.
I don't really trust someone who just makes shit movies.
He doesn't make shit movies. His director cuts are goated. Watchmen is a top 3 superhero movie of all time, by the way.
Okay, fine. He doesn't make shit movies, but his movies ain't that great.
Snyder Cut's peak.
It's really... He has like 2 or 3 really good movies, but the rest of his stuff is pretty shit.
Okay, let me lay it out. 300, peak. Second 300, he's not involved in it. It's shit. But it's not his movie. Watchmen, peak. Batman vs. Superman, peak. Man of Steel, 4 stars. Pretty good. Not great, but it's pretty good. It's 4 star. A low 4 star for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't love Superman. You might be more critical of it because you love Superman.
Here's my thing with Batman or with Man of Steel is that Zack Snyder's take on Superman as a character, specifically Clark Kent as a character, is a lot different than Richard Donner's take in the 80s. And I grew up with the Richard Donner Superman movies, so I was used to that style. So when it first came out, I hated it, but I've just like accepted that it's just a different Superman, and it's kind of grown on me a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. And man, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, if it comes back to me, I'll talk about it. Shout out to Sucker Punch, which is nowhere near as bad as everyone says it is. Visually, it's sick. The story is kind of sick. It's a very messy movie, but it's not as bad as everyone says it. It has like a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's not that bad.
I've never seen it.
It's about a bunch of girls that are locked in like a mental hospital, and it's like they're locked in there forcefully, and they create this world. I haven't seen it since I was like 15. So
yeah, I haven't. Yeah, but that's. I mean, that sounds intriguing for sure.
The fight scenes are visually amazing. Like, watch the trailer when you get a chance. It's amazing.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Something that I'm really excited about that I didn't know was happening, especially with Angus Cloud dying, is the filming begins on Euphoria Season 3 within the next 2 months.
Oh. I don't really have an opinion on that. I've never watched Euphoria, but cool. Good for those people who are fans of that show. That's cool.
I love Euphoria. When me and my girlfriend were living together, I would go over to her house every Sunday and we watched together. And yeah, I love it. Zendaya is phenomenal. Sydney Sweeney's phenomenal. Jacob Elordi phenomenal. Rest in peace, Angus Cloud. He was amazing in Euphoria.
Yeah. But some absolute honeys in that show, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited for season 3.
Quick spin-off. Have you seen Sid? She has this thing called Sid's Garage, where she works on cars. Yeah, that's become one of my favorite things. Yep. Love that.
Big W. Big W. Filming has begun on Lee Winnell's Wolfman, starring Christopher Abbott and Julia Gardner. W.
Yeah, give it to me. Lee Winnell is a god-tier horror director.
Yeah, I know.
A modern horror director. I think he's one of the best one of the best working horror directors right now.
For sure, he's amazing. Even though I'm not as high on The Invisible Man, he's phenomenal. He creates.
What else did he direct? Oh, he directed Upgrade. That's what he directed. Yeah, Have you seen Upgrade?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters.
God, that movie's so sick.
It's so good. The last thing I want to touch on. Oh, sorry, 2 things. Number 1, did we talk about Civil War reviews? I think
we did. We talked about it on the last pod.
Oh, and then we did talk about this already on the last episode. The re-releases of the A24 that dropped like mid-episode.
Yeah,
I'm super excited to go see those. I'm hoping Ex Machina shows next week for me.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Let's. What movie did you want to start with?
Let me see what's first on our list. Dude, I'm just gonna buy Legos before every single episode. This is sick.
It's a slippery slope. They get very expensive.
No, I know. This was $50. But I had just gotten paid, so it was whatever. Let's start with How to Train Your Dragon. I want to talk about Jaws second because I feel like there's more to talk about with that. So, first one we're reviewing today, this is number 204 on the Letterboxd Top 250. We are flying through these. Kind of crazy. Let me pull up my Letterboxd here. Released in 2010, How to Train Your Dragon. As the son of a Viking leader on the cusp of manhood, Shy Hiccup Horrendous Haddock III, crazy name by the way, faces a rite of passage. He must kill a dragon to prove his warrior mettle. But after downing a feared dragon, he realizes that he no longer wants to destroy it and instead befriends the beast, which he names Toothless, much to the chagrin of his warrior father. This has a 4.0 overall on Letterboxd. I'm going to assume an 8.1 on IMDb. We get voice acting performances here from Jay Baruchel, Gerard Butler, Craig Ferguson, and was that guy in...
He's a stand-up comedian. He's been in lots of stuff.
Oh, he looks like the Reverend from Leftovers.
No.
America Ferrera, Jonah Hill, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, otherwise known... David Tennant.
Your goat, TJ Miller.
Love T.J. Miller. awful person, but so funny. Kristen Wiig is in this.
Stacked ass cast, dude.
Stacked cast. This one... Did this win Best Animated Feature at the Oscars?
I hope so.
I can't remember.
Spoilers. It's amazing.
It is amazing. You got John Powell doing the score. Let me look up the Oscars here, because I'm like 90%
nominated.
sure.
It didn't win.
Oh, what won that year?
Let's see.
What else was nominated?
I'll pull it up. I'll just keep talking about the score.
Yeah, I mean, this is an amazing film. This is another one, like we were talking about with Shrek earlier. This is another one I didn't get around to seeing until the last year or so. And I find the thing with a lot of these animated films is that there's a big part of nostalgia that plays into them. And people... Did you find it?
Yeah, Toy Story 3 won this year, which I support.
Oh, yeah, massive W.
That's
that deserves year. It. God, How to Train Your Dragon and Toy Story 3 in the same year? Oh my god.
Also, really quick, Trey, Oscar and Remy just got out of Late Night with the Devil and said, holy fuck, the ending was incredible. 4 stars for Oscar. The hype charts are very, very high.
Hell yeah, dude. Love to see it.
We'll probably do a mini episode on that movie.
Yeah, like we did with Dune 2.
Because me and Trey are very, 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 very excited for this, so yeah.
Yeah, our boy, David Dasmalchian.
Yeah, we'll either do if it's both playing in cinemas, because it's not playing for me.
If it's not playing for you, I'm just gonna wait for you and we'll watch it together.
It's coming out a month from in like a month on Shudder, so we'll do a watch party. And you can expect
for sure.
Anyway, sorry. Back to How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, I feel that there is a lot of nostalgia that plays into this. Or plays into animated films, and people's ratings of them. And, like, because I've had the experience with a few things where I'm just, like, not as high on it as everybody else because I didn't watch it as a kid. That was not the case with this. I have a blast with this. It's beautiful to look at. The score is amazing. One thing that I do want to talk about is the sound design. The sound design in this movie is unbelievable. Just that sound of the Night Fury, like Toothless, shooting it where it's like, like it's sick as hell.
Yeah, and I think that what you said about nostalgia with animated movies, and it's not just anime. I think blockbusters in general, and I want to talk about this again with Jaws, because, spoiler alert, I think there's some nostalgia bias with Jaws, but I want to go back to animated. You're totally right, like, it happens. We watch these movies as kids. We watch them on repeat. I saw this in theaters because I'm a bit older than Trey, and I adored it.
Just a tad.
And I adored it. I haven't seen it since then. I don't know why I didn't rewatch it. I
Yeah.
said to my girlfriend, I was like, "Hey, Beth, we're reviewing How to Train Your Dragon this week on the pod." She goes, "Can we watch it together? Oh my god, can we watch it? Can we watch it?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And we
Yeah.
watched it, and we both were. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but the first scene when Hiccup and Toothless go flying, I was sobbing.
Oh my god. Best scene in the movie.
First off, the visuals of this movie are better than, I would say, 70% of the animated movies coming out these days. I cannot get over how good How to Train Your Dragon looks. I've been sleeping on this movie for 13 years. Sorry, yeah, 13 years. 2011. That's crazy.
That is insane. 2010, right?
2010, 14 years, Jesus Christ. I've been sleeping on this movie for so long, and now it's like, this is in my rotation of animated movies I want to watch all the time.
Yeah.
It's again, I want to harp on this for a little longer. Visually, it is insane. The water, amazing. The faces are great. They look really, like, if you told me this movie came out today, I would believe you. And the thing, well,
especially the other thing is it's DreamWorks, and I've found, especially during this era, so from like 2005 to like 2013, maybe even a little bit earlier than that, DreamWorks, you could definitely tell the difference between like a DreamWorks movie and like a Disney or a Pixar movie.
Yeah,
between like the level of quality of the animation.
There's just a bit more character with DreamWorks.
Yeah, and you like if you were to compare this side by side with Toy Story 3, a film that came out the same year but was Pixar, it's like Toy Story 3 looks just so much better. Just like not even like the shot selection or the colors or anything, it just like the quality of animation.
Do you mean How to Train Your Dragon, or you think Toy Story looks better?
Toy Story.
Oh, you think Toy Story looks better?
Yeah, just not even like I think that How to Train Your Dragon, I think it looks cooler than Toy Story, but I think Toy Story, if we're just going off of quality, like the quality level of animation, I think Toy Story takes it, you know? And that's kind of how DreamWorks has always been, for me at least, is that quality of animation just isn't as high as Disney or Pixar. But this one, I mean, it looks excellent. It looks so good.
One thing I really appreciate with DreamWorks movies is I find that most of their movies have a succinct identity in their animation style.
Yeah.
You know, like, Shrek doesn't look like this. I mean, Shrek's older, but like, they kind of have their own style, which I love. And like, sorry, like the faces are great, but like the scenes when Hiccup is riding along the coast and the water and the mountains and these massive rocks, it's stunning. It is beyond stunning how good this movie looks, and it's crazy to think that this came out the same year as Toy Story 3, because any other year this would decimate that category.
1,000%.
But yeah, it's an incredible film. It's hysterical.
Yeah, Toothless
Ferreira
is just so good.
Oh yeah, Toothless, dude, cute as hell. Oh my god.
Yeah.
America Ferrera is awesome in this. I think she's really, really great. TJ Miller is so funny, reading out the stats of the dragons like they're Dungeons and Dragons characters. Oh my god.
That wasn't TJ Miller plays the dude twin.
That was Jonah Hill, sorry. Jonah Hill.
No, the Jonah Hill played like the
wait, am I tweaking?
The Chad guy. The kid, the guy who plays the fat kid that's always reading out the stats is McLovin.
Oh, right, sorry, yeah. Christopher Mintz-Plasse. Dude, I'm tweaking. Yeah, that's my favorite side character. I messed up all the names, brother. There's so many famous people in this movie, it's crazy. Yeah, he was hysterical. Like the first dragon school scene, and Craig Ferguson's like reading out all the dragons, and he's like, +5 dexterity, +5 fire, -5 defense. Oh my god, it's hilarious. And those training scenes are really funny. And Hiccup is so scared. And then cut like fast forward like 40 minutes, and Hiccup is popping off, making these dragons cute as hell, feeding them like food and cuddling and giving them chin scratches. Like, this movie just makes you feel like bubbly inside. Oh, it's just so
1000%.
wholesome. Oh, it's
Yeah.
awesome. The runtime blazes past. It's a decently short movie. It's like 95 minutes, but like, oh my god, it. And Jay Baruchel, who I love, Canadian treasure, shout out Canada.
Oh, I didn't know he was Canadian.
Yep.
Hmm.
He's from Montreal, I think, or somewhere in Quebec.
Yeah. Well, I never see him in anything anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I grew up watching him in? Sorcerer's Apprentice. Do you remember that movie? With Nicolas Cage and Alfred Molina?
Yeah.
God, that movie is peak.
That's crazy. Yeah, I do remember that. But yeah, Jay Baruchel is awesome in this. I was going through the cast and I was like, oh my god, that's Gerard Butler, because I don't really recognize his voice at first. He's awesome in this.
Yeah, he is.
You think of Gerard Butler and you think of action movies and him just being a badass, and he's pretty great in this. Like, he's a good voice actor.
Yeah.
And in the third act, like, him growing with Toothless is so wholesome. Yeah, this movie is just awesome. It makes you feel warm inside. It's cozy and wholesome and really, really funny and visually hilarious, like insane visually. I can't recommend it. If you haven't seen this movie, watch it ASAP. If you have to pay to watch this movie, pay for it, because it's phenomenal.
Well, if you have to pay to like watch it, and it's like in the case where you're like renting it, just buy it. It's worth it.
You'll want to rewatch it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, totally. Do you have any more thoughts?
No, this is a 5-star for me. It's
5-star for me as well.
It's genuinely so many of my mutuals have this at a 5-star. It was a long time since I've seen this movie, and I'm mad at myself for not watching it again sooner. It's amazing, and I can already tell that it will be in my rotation of comfort films. Yeah, it's just peak. Every aspect technically is amazing. The script is funny. The music is off the charts. We didn't harp on it enough, but oh my god, the music is so good.
Yeah, John Powell just like cooks here.
It's insane how good the music is. It made me cry.
I listen to Test Drive on like a weekly basis.
Yeah, the music made me cry just from like, not because anything was sad or happy. It's just like, it evokes so much emotion with what you're seeing and how beautiful everything is. Oh my god, it's peak. Go watch this movie.
Yeah.
Going from one monster to another monster. Shall we talk about Jaws?
We shall.
I'm gonna let you lead this one because you're a bit higher than me, and also I would rather you. I want to hear your thoughts, and I'll just kind of bounce off because. Again, I was playing Metal Gear Solid while I watched this. I need to watch it again.
Yeah, for sure.
My review is not fully, faithful just because I was gaming while I watched it. I want to watch it again. I really want to see this in the theaters because the one thing I want to say before you start, this is one of the greatest scores of all time.
1000%.
Competition. The score is insane. I love the first act and I love the third act. I think it suffers a bit in the second act, but oh my god, the score is so insanely goated. And then I'll kick it over to you. Give me some Jaws thoughts.
So next film, Jaws, as Evan said, directed by Steven Spielberg, released in 1975. This 5-star rating may have been enough for the 70s to be my highest rated decade again.
Wow.
When an insatiable great white shark terrorizes the townspeople of Amity Island, the police chief, an oceanographer, and a grizzled shark hunter seek to destroy the bloodthirsty beast. 4.0 on Letterboxd, probably an 8.1 on IMDb. You got Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, and Richard Dreyfuss all sharing the lead. I have this at a 5-star. Evan has it at a 4.
I will rewatch this movie.
Yeah. This is... What did Steven Spielberg come out with before this? Let's see. So...
Dude, Trey, one thing before you say that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy that we can talk about how insanely peak Ready Player One is, and I don't have to worry about slander from anyone else. Cause
No, that's my number 4 ranked Spielberg.
W.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, the only big thing Spielberg had done before this was Duel. And that's like... it's okay. It's pretty good. It's like nothing amazing, but it's a good time. You should definitely check it out. So, and then he comes out with this. I've talked to my mom. She didn't swim in the ocean for my mom lived in like Southern California on the ocean. She didn't swim in the ocean for like a year after watching this film. This was the first of its kind. The animatronic of the shark looks insane.
Yeah, and also it's crazy that Spielberg wanted to train a shark for this movie.
Yeah.
And he couldn't. And sorry, I just want to say, like, one of the best parts of Jaws is that they don't show the shark. They don't show him until like the ending. You don't see him, and like they catch the little shark, and they're like, "Oh, we got him," but it's like no.
Yeah.
And it's not because so it's because Spielberg wanted to create tension, but it's because they couldn't afford this animatronic shark for like the entire movie, and it works out so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it kind of reinforces a lot of like, this is such an. I wouldn't say this is a horror movie, but it's scary. But it was the stepping stone in. The things you don't see are scarier than the things you do see.
Well, yeah, and this was like one of the first man versus nature movies.
Oh yeah.
Really, all you got before this was like The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock, and I can't really think of anything else.
Love The Birds.
But yeah, this movie's excellent. Obviously, we have shark movies coming out all the time now. None of those would exist if not for Jaws. Kind of paving the way. I think we get great performances. Richard Dreyfuss is really enjoyable here, and that's saying a lot coming from me because I hate Richard Dreyfuss. I think he's annoying. Robert Shaw is insane in this movie. Let's see. There is one scene that always makes me laugh because Pete Davidson pointed it out in one of his stand-up bits. And it always makes me laugh whenever I see him now. It's when they have the tiger shark hung up. And Richard Dreyfuss's character... Do you know what I'm talking about? Richard Dreyfuss's character goes like, what kind of shark is it? And Richard Dreyfuss goes, it's like the Three Fishermen. And he goes, it's a tiger shark. And one of them goes, what? Literally just like that. He goes, what? And you're just like, wow, that line delivery came out of nowhere. But yeah, I mean, this movie, it's really well paced. Spielberg, and I do agree with you. I feel like there are some parts that drag in the second half because he kind of like, and it's not even that they drag, it's that you're used to this pace that he set in the first act where it's just like boom, 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 like you're just going. And then it kind of slows down to do a little bit more character development between Shaw, Hooper, and Chief.
Yeah. Like the parts I'm talking about, and it's honestly probably more towards the third act, is when they're just chilling on the boat together, and it's like this cool buddy comedy, not comedy, but like they're just hanging out, having a good time, and it's like, this is entertaining, but I'm here for sharks.
Yeah.
And that might be my pea brain being like, oh, I'm here for sharks, and, you know, like that. But, like, I do think that vibe, it slows it down, but it's not bad, you know, because it's still intriguing and entertaining, for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it, is that, and that's what elevates this above movies like The Meg, and stuff like that. And it's like how I talk about like this with some horror movies is like that like like, a lot of horror movies are just going straight for the scares. But you get stuff from Astor, you get stuff from Eggers, Peele, Lee Winnell, where they also work hard in developing the characters, developing the story, because it makes the movie that much more effective when all the other parts are good as well. And I feel like that's what that second half really does for us, is kind of help us enjoy these characters. You get that whole monologue from Quint about his submarine, or his boat getting sunk by a submarine, and all of his buddies getting eaten by sharks. And I mean, genuinely, I'll be honest with you, I paused my video game to watch that scene. And even before watching this, I've watched that. I love that. I think that is one of the greatest monologues of all time, where he's talking about all of his buddies getting... I might not even do a Jaws trailer at the beginning of this episode. I might just put that monologue.
Yeah.
Because it's insane, and it's so terrifying. So, I love that. I just think there's a lot to love about this movie. The shot, and we see this a lot more in Spielberg's different work, but the shot where Martin Brody is staring at the beach, and it zooms in on his face while everything else zooms out. Such an iconic shot.
It's crazy.
Insane shot.
This movie has some insane technical juice.
Yeah, I mean, Spielberg has insane technical juice. And like you said before, this was the first time we ever saw John Williams and Steven Spielberg team up together. And they would go down as debatably the greatest composer-director duo in the history of ever. They wrote some of the, like, John Williams, who's number one, Zimmer and Nolan?
Yeah. Because Hans Zimmer is better.
I totally disagree. But I think John Williams has more iconic scores than Hans Zimmer. He's got Indiana Jones. He's got all the Star Wars movies, which I know we're not fans of Star Wars, but that score is... I mean, he's got Duel of the Fates. He's got E.T. Awesome. He's got Schindler's List. Shall I keep going? Superman?
I love
Jurassic Park?
Okay, Jurassic Park is peak, and maybe better than this movie. Like 1, 2. Schindler's List, I could not say what the score sounds like, because I was just devastated the entire movie. I love Steven Spielberg. I really do. But when I think to myself, man, I want to watch a Spielberg movie, I've got 5 before this for sure.
Yeah, this sits at number 5 for me on my Spielberg rankings.
I would rewatch Schindler's List before this, I'm not gonna lie.
I've never even seen Schindler's List, so...
What?
Yeah.
Dude, you and Alan are ill. What are you waiting for?
I don't know. It never comes up when I shuffle.
It's important. We should have double featured it with Zone of Interest.
Yeah, and then I could have triple featured it with a gun. And
so you do a double feature with the third thing is a meeting with your therapist.
Yeah, be like, yeah, so I just realized how terrible we are just as people. Yeah. So I'm going to go make my will. This will be our last session. I'm just done.
Yeah, but John Williams is awesome, but like the epicness of John Williams cooks adventure scores that are peak and playful and fun, but Zimmer just cooks. You just watched Dune 2. Tell me Zimmer...
I know I did, and I think Dune 2 is great. I just think if we're going, like... Zimmer has quality over quantity. You know? John Williams has both. He has quantity and quality.
He has both, but Dude, the Batman trilogy. Interstellar. One of the greatest scores of all time.
I have to disagree. I think John Williams is the greatest composer.
hot take. I would take Interstellar scores over the Jaws score,
I don't feel like that's a hot take. That's fine.
just because of how important the Interstellar score is to the movie. And I think that's the same thing in Jaws here. Like, the score makes the tension. It really does. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have watched so many shitty shark movies that sharks do not scare me, but you get this score that creeps up on you and it just gets under your skin. And oh my god, it's so good. But like, we'll talk about it in our what we've been watching. I watched fucking Five-Headed Shark Attack this week. Like,
Yeah.
shark movies.
But yeah, there's nothing more
fun, but,
iconic
like,
than
yeah,
dun,
it's maybe the most iconic score of all time.
I'd have to disagree. I'd put Star Wars at the most iconic.
Okay. Yeah.
Because everybody knows. Actually, I can't even remember how it goes now. Oh, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, and guess who wrote it? Guess who wrote it? John Williams!
John Williams plays the most recognizable scores of all time. I would never debate that. He's got Indiana Jones, Jaws, Star Wars,
Superman.
I could not tell you what the Superman score sounds
Oh,
like.
yeah, because you haven't seen the 80s ones.
I have not.
It's, dude, here, I'm gonna play it for you right now. It's
Oh my god.
crazy. That might be my favorite John Williams score. Superman.
I will watch them at some point.
They're so good. They're so good. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. But I do know this. I played this in band class, actually.
Alright, I don't want to get copyrighted on YouTube.
Yeah, sure. John Williams has the most iconic scores of all time. That is...
Yeah, you gotta watch Superman, dude. I'll watch them with you. They're so good.
I will at some point. When I'm in the mood for a superhero movie, which is rare, I'll watch Batman.
I just need to force you to do it.
Superman.
No, you know how the Keaton Batman movies are like kind of cheeseball movies that are just like silly and not like serious.
I also did not grow up with the Keaton Batman movies, so
That's how these Superman movies are. But they're like really good.
I grew up with Val Kilmer Batman, bro.
Oh, that's rough. I grew up with Bale.
No, Batman Forever is peak.
But
Anyway.
you do get Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, and
Yeah.
he is so good.
Yeah, I mean, this talk about Jaws is transformed into a talk about score, and I think it's super relevant to Jaws because it's like what we said. I mean, I stole it from Cash, but like the score makes the movie. It makes the tension. It makes the emotional bits. Like you're on the edge of your seat because of this score and how it makes you feel, and it's
Exactly.
so insanely good. Oh my god, it's so good. I might not have this movie at a 5-star, but the score is one of the best of all time. And there's no debating that. It is insane. The kills are great. The intro is super entertaining. Like you get this girl skinny dipping. Super fun. Very, very, very fun. But like the kills are good. I was surprised by the gore in this movie. I was really surprised.
Yeah.
I thought this was like PG, and maybe it was because the ratings were more flexible back then. But like, I was genuinely surprised by like the violence and gore and blood, and it made for, with how tense the score is, it made for some really intense scenes. Like the kills really were disturbing and insane. Yeah, it's awesome. I might have to bump this to a 4.5 now that I talk myself into it.
It's like when I talked myself down on Inception.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a great movie. I definitely talk myself up thinking about it on its merit.
I think that this is an essential watch.
Oh, absolutely.
For even a casual moviegoer. You know?
You think about blockbusters, and this is like I was reading some of the letterbox people I follow, and George was like, this is the summer blockbuster movie. Like, it's the original one, and everyone needs to see it. And I totally agree with that. Like, if you like blockbusters, you need to see this movie. And it's everywhere. I watch it on Prime. Like, it's literally everywhere. It's worth a watch, and you will be entertained by some aspect of this movie, no matter what. I could not see somebody giving this movie below a 4-star. I genuinely couldn't.
Yeah.
It's iconic. In every way, it's meant for everybody. In some way. Sorry, in some way. Like,
yeah.
It's just a fun movie. I have issues with the pacing. Not the pacing, but just, like, the second act, because I'm like, you know, I'm not really that there for the characters, but I still enjoy the characters, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm gonna raise it to a 4.5.
W. We love to see it. All right. Those are our IMDb reviews today. I'm going to tell you guys our next few episodes now, so I don't have to do it later.
Yeah.
So Friday coming up. Also, we will have a review coming up. I haven't even told Evan about this. We're going to have my mom on. The lady we keep this podcast clean for. She's going to come on. We're going to do a little bonus review episode, and we're going to talk about one of my favorite films, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, it's in my mom's top 5 of all time. She loves that movie.
Dude, we're doing. Oh my god, I'm so hyped.
So in the next couple weeks, you can be expecting an episode with me, Evan, and my mom. We're going to be talking about Secret Life of Walter Mitty. This Friday, we got a banger episode coming to you. Part 2 of our PTA Director Deep Dive. We're going to be reviewing Magnolia and Punch Drunk Love.
Peak.
Tuesday, we are reviewing 2 animated films. We're doing Mary and Max and Monsters, Inc. Very excited for that.
Yeah, honest, he's recommended me Mary and Max many times. Insanely stacked cast. This is like a stop motion movie. Philip Seymour Hoffman and Toni Collette. Oh my god. I can't wait to watch it. I'm very excited for that.
And then our next PTA episode will be, I believe, There Will Be Blood and The Master.
Oh my god.
Peak-ass episode. And then our next IMDb episode after Mary and Max will be Dead Poets Society and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, which I've heard good things about, so I'm looking forward to that.
Dead Poets Society?
Of course I've seen Dead Poets Society. Well,
I don't know.
We're going to watch it together and we're going to cry together like men.
I only watched it for the first time like 2 months ago.
Me too. Me too.
Oh, so
funny story about that one. This was back before I had my sleep schedule fixed. So it was like 12:30 and I was like, all right, I'm going to start a movie. I'm going to go to bed in like an hour. And I won't finish it. I ended up not being able to stop watching it. I was like, I have to finish this movie because it was Dead Poets, and I ended up going to bed at like 3 a.m.
Shout out to the greatest living actor of all time that's currently working, Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, second greatest for me, but
Daniel Day-Lewis not working anymore, unfortunately.
Well, it's not who I was thinking about, but okay, bud.
That's a conversation for our There Will Be Blood episode.
Oh man, I dropped a Lego. No, you know, like my number one. We've talked about this.
I'm trying to think. Sorry, dude, I'm so fucking stoked about Walter Mitty. It's not even funny.
Hell yeah, my mom's excited too.
Remind me, your favorite actor. Let's see.
Come on.
Willem Dafoe.
No.
Michael Shannon.
No. He's up there though. Love the Shan Man.
The Tooch?
No.
Paul Giamatti.
We've talked about this. Come on.
Why am I blanking?
I dropped a fucking
God.
Lego.
I'm a bad host. Bad friend.
No, you're my best friend, actually.
What is it?
By default, I don't talk to anybody else. Come on. Do you want me to start naming some movies he's been in?
Yeah, give me one movie he's in.
The Newsies.
I've never seen it.
Alright. He is also in... I want to give you one... Oh, okay. He's also in The Big Short.
Brad Pitt?
No.
Gosling?
No.
Steve Carell?
No.
Christian Bale?
Yeah. Christian Bale is
such a
the
W.
best working actor today.
That's like a tie for number one. That's such a W, dude.
He's unbelievable.
We have talked about it. I'm very sorry.
Come on! You're supposed to be my friend!
I know. I'm sorry.
What? God, I'm gonna be saying that so much now. I think it's so funny. That line delivery is so good. What?
I was telling my girlfriend because me and her watched Walter Mitty together, and she adores it too. And she was like,
Peak as fuck.
She's like, I'm gonna make Trey watch my favorite movie, and she made me watch it. It is hysterical. It's a Spanish,
what movie?
It's called Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. I own it. I'll do a watch party for us sometime.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I'm down.
It's super fun. It's like it's like a bunch of intermingling stories, very chaotic. It's hilarious.
Hell yeah, I'm down. You want to do what we've been watching recently?
Yeah, I actually finally have a stacked list for once.
How many do you got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 minus, or 10 minus the 2 that we just reviewed.
I have 7. So you have 10 in total?
10 minus Jaws and How to Train Your Dragon.
Alright, you do 2, I'll do 1. I don't have that many. So I was working!
Had the weekend off. On the 16th, I watched Irish Wish, like I told you I would.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan. I fell asleep 3 times watching this movie. Not because it was bad, but because I was sleepy. It's fine. It's pretty boring. Very cliche. It's okay. It's nothing crazy. It's not as good as Falling for Christmas, which is... Oh.
What?
Oh, there we go. I just turned down the headphone volume. Yeah, it was okay. I gave it 2 stars. Nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Not as good as Falling for Christmas, which is like borderline 5 stars.
Yeah.
And then one of my Real Talk raffle recs, I watched Jonathan Glazer's Sexy Beast.
Yeah, I've had that on my watch list for a minute.
If you like Guy Ritchie, watch this movie. It's a Guy Ritchie movie. It is a heist movie with very quirky and witty dialogue. Very foul-mouthed, super entertaining. Oh my god, I loved it. It stars Ray Winstone and Ben Kingsley.
Okay.
Ben Kingsley is amazing. Ian McShane is in this too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like 85 minutes too. I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
It's awesome. Go watch it. Really, really fun heist movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're doing 2 and I'm doing 1. Okay, started off with a horror film. Again, I've been doing the shuffle my watch list because it pushes me to watch stuff I don't usually watch, or I wouldn't usually watch. Except right now, a lot of my watch list is horror. So I've been watching a lot of horror because that's my vibe, man. I love horror movies. But I watched this film called Followed. It was like a found footage mockumentary type deal about like a vlogger who goes to like disturbing places. Half star. I have never cheered more for a main character to get killed in the most brutal and terrible way. Oh my god, I wanted him to die so bad. One of the most annoying main characters I've seen in a while. Like how you feel about Laurie Strode, I felt about this guy. Yeah, just really bad. I mean, there was a few good scares, but that was about it. Just an awful movie on Tubi.
Shit.
L from Tubi. The rare Tubi L.
Rare Tubi L, yeah.
You know? So yeah, that's my first one.
Yeah.
Give us two more.
I actually forgot to log a movie, so I'm going to slot it in real quick after the next one. I watched How to Blow Up a Pipeline.
Oh shit, yeah, that's the one from last year, yeah?
Yeah, it was awesome. 2022. I think it was Festival 2022 and then wide release 2023. Loved it.
Yeah.
Really, really tense thriller. I think it has some issues because it's kind of like it jumps around following the characters from their own perspective.
Yeah.
So it's not linear, and I think it jumps around too much for its own good. But this is a very tense thriller. The characters are well developed. I would highly recommend it. The runtime blew past. Really,
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 4-star. I would watch it again. It's great. Really, really great.
Hell yeah.
And then I watched How to Train Your Dragon. We were talking about, and then I watched The Princess Diaries 1.
Peak! Dude! Don't let your guy friends tell you that the Princess Diary movies are for girls. They're peak, bro! I love... Okay, which one do you prefer? You can... Because I know you watch both of them. Which one do you prefer? Which one do you prefer?
So I'm going to do both. I'll just talk about both right now.
Yeah.
These movies are very different in their vibes, and they are equally as peak. The first movie, if you want a coming-of-age movie about a girl who's thrust into the Royal Society, watch the first one. If you want this a rom-com about a girl who can't adapt to her lifestyle, watch the second one. I gave both of these a very high 3.5.
They're excellent.
They're so enjoyable. These movies are a delight.
Really anything with Julie Andrews is going to be great. Love Julie Andrews.
The scene at the very end of Princess Diaries 2 when she goes down the slide on the mattress like a fucking boss. Oh, what? These movies are a delight. They are not chick flicks. Watch them. They're on Disney Plus. I highly recommend them. They're delightful. They're very nice, really chill. Yeah, I love both of them. Anne Hathaway is a delight.
We also get introduced to one of the most annoying and unbearable characters in cinema history. Her best friend.
Oh my god. Dude, Chris Pine was so weird in this movie, but Joe, the bodyguard, the GOAT. Oh,
for real,
God.
Dude! For real!
Spoilers for Princess Diaries 2, when Julie Andrews and him get married at the end, I was fucking doing backflips. Oh my god. Dude, these movies are such a delight.
Yeah. I've watched those, because it used to be I watched them when my sister wanted to watch them. No. I watch those on my own time, dude.
Hell yeah.
On my own time.
They're such a delight.
I'm feeling Princess Diaries right now, and so I watch Princess Diaries.
I immediately put these in the comfort movie bank when I watch them. They're just such a delight. Yeah, they're a great time. Yeah. Both of them are 3.5 of the heart. They're equally as good but different. Depending on my vibes for a comfort movie, I could pick either one of them and have a great time with both. Yeah. What's your
Yeah, so I watched the rest of the VHS movies this weekend. First one, up to this point, I'd seen the first one, and it was good. The second one was peak, and the third one was genuinely awful.
What's the third one called?
VHS Viral. Don't watch that one.
Okay.
Just skip it. If you're gonna do a watch through like I did, just skip it.
Yeah, I wanna watch 94 and 85.
Yeah, 85 is great. And the second one, VHS 2. That's my number 2. but I hadn't seen like 4, 5, and 6. So I watched VHS 4. It's called VHS 94. I enjoyed this one. I really enjoy this series and the idea of like an anthology movie. 4 stars. Some cool horror shorts in this one. I liked the overarching story. Really enjoyed it.
Horror shorts are awesome. I think that horror short films are some of the coolest stuff. Like
the shit you find on YouTube is insane.
Yeah. My favorite horror short is, and it's a super popular one, is the box one.
With the guy's head?
Yeah.
That one's so scary.
Super creepy. I love horror short films.
Yeah.
There's one.
Or like the horror short stories on Reddit. Do you ever like read those or anything?
Dude,
oh man.
Good.
I used to read those before I went to bed and then I wouldn't be able to sleep.
I recently have been getting them on my TikTok feed and it's
me too.
Locked into them.
You know what the worst is when you get those Reddit stories on your TikTok feed, and then you go, like, it ends on a cliffhanger, so you go to the person's page to get the rest of the story, but then the video is pinned, so you can't, like, just go to the just watched and then get the next one.
Yes.
You're like, wow, really left me on a cliffhanger there, man.
Yeah. Keep talking. I watched a horror short, and I can't remember the name, so I'm going to scroll for it.
Do you just want me to do my next one?
Yeah, just keep talking about VHS.
So after I finished that, I watched VHS 99. This one was not as good as 94, but still super enjoyable. Some cool Y2K type shorts in here. There's just some good ones in here. Really enjoyed that one. Cool. These movies have great visuals too. That's another thing I want to say. The visuals in this movie are really cool. And then I followed that up with VHS 85, which became my favorite one. Even though our boy Ryan, that's his least favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I had a blast with all the different shorts in here. I thought they were all really well done and totally... The biggest thing with these VHS movies is all the horror short ideas are so original.
Yeah.
Like, it's just insane the originality that comes into these horror shorts. It's really cool to see. Which is really why I watch them, is because of the originality is just unbelievable. So that one was good as well. And that concludes, like, the VHS.
Yeah.
Those are and I think there's one supposedly coming out in the next year or so.
Thanks.
And it says it's going to focus on sci-fi horror. So, looking forward to that. The what?
The Void.
The Void.
It's like a 90-minute, very cerebral horror film. Sci-fi, crazy cult shit. It's awesome.
I have seen that one. That movie's shit.
Really? You didn't like it?
I hated that movie. I thought it was awful.
Pain. I found the name of that horror short. It's 15 minutes long, and it's called The Disappearance of Willie Bingham. The plot is this child predator gets arrested, and his punishment is the family members watch as they like cut off his legs and then cut off his arms and then cut off like his dick and then his chin and like just dismember him until he's like a gelatin human. It's crazy. It's really good.
Yeah, can you say, is that like a YouTube one?
It's on YouTube. I'll send you the link. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I want to check
really
that
good.
out. Is it loggable on Letterboxd?
It is. Yeah, it is.
You know what I figured out a couple months ago is there's like a whole like little community of people who make like Jurassic Park horror shorts. that are like found footage stuff. That's really cool.
That's cool. You have to send that to me. I just sent you that short. Yeah, watch it and let me know. It's 13 minutes. It's really good.
Yeah, I will definitely give that a check out.
Yeah, my next couple watches were I watched Bad Education with Hugh Jackman, Allison Janney, Ray Romano.
I think that's on my watch list.
Yeah, this is an HBO original. It got sold to HBO. It's really good. The performances are amazing. I watched this when I was in kind of a bad mood because I had to pay rent and I was feeling poor. And this movie is about two people in a school who just fraud and get super rich and steal money. So I was like, fuck capitalism. Like I'm destined to be poor forever. So I gave this a 3.5. I could see if I was in a better mood watching this, giving it a 4. The performances are amazing. It was darker than I expected, but it's still entertaining. The shot selection's good. The soundtrack is really good. Some great needle drops, especially right at the end.
Yeah, and you said Allison Janney's in it?
Yeah, she's the second lead.
Oh, shit.
Her and Hugh Jackman are the two leads. And Alex Wolff, like from Hereditary, is in this. He's really great. He's not in it a lot, but yeah, I'd recommend this. It's on HBO Max. I watched it on Crave in Canada. It's like 98 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good. I'd recommend it. It's solid. I gave it 3.5, but I can see it going up. And then I watched Jaws. And then after Jaws, I watched Leprechaun 1.
Sounds insane.
It's fun. It's fun. It's not great. It's pretty mid. I gave it 2 stars.
Yeah.
It's decent. They're
Is it like a horror movie, or?
It's a horror comedy. It's like Chucky.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's like Chucky, but not as good as Chucky. And then after that, I watched Apollo 18. Trey recommended it to me. I think it's over-stylized. The plot is really cool. I raised it up because I thought I was a bit harsh on it.
I think the idea of it is super cool. It's kind of like that Transformers Dark of the Moon.
I love space horror movies. Like Sunshine is great. Sunshine's one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time.
I didn't know Sunshine was a horror.
Well, some of it is. It has some crazy tonal swaps in it.
Huh.
Sunshine's phenomenal. I watch it very, very soon. It was okay. I gave it 1.5 because I think it is over stylized and trying to be fancy when it should have been a bit more simple. Give me your next one and then I'll bust out my last few because they're all pretty stinky.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out this Lego. Next one is... Let's see here. Give me a sec to pull it up. How to Train Your Dragon, Jaws. Yeah, this is my last one. I watched Mortal Kombat Snowblind. It's part of the Mortal Kombat animated universe. This is pretty cool. Yeah, I just like Mortal Kombat. So, that's pretty much all I can say. Like, crazy gore. I mean, in this universe, you get Joel McHale as Johnny Cage, so...
Holy W.
I can't wait for Mortal Kombat 2, where Carl Urban plays Johnny Cage.
Yeah. He's gonna be awesome. When did this anime come out that you watched?
It's like been the 20... So this one came out 2022.
Oh.
The Scorpion's Revenge came out in 2020. Battle of the Realms came out in 2021, and Cage Match, it's one about Johnny Cage, came out in 2023.
Was this the first one you watched? Or?
Yeah, I've never seen any of them, and it was a good time. Really, really great gore. I mean, you can really expect that with anything Mortal Kombat related.
Because I love the violence of Mortal Kombat. It's so over the top and fun.
Yeah,
but
and Scorpion really does his classic line where he's like, "Get over here."
W.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna check this out.
And they build up to it in the movie too. He gets the guy with his throwing knife or whatever it is with the chain on the end of it. I don't know what you call that. And he hooks him, and the score is building, and then he goes, "Get over here," and the score it's like it explodes. It's just. It's awesome. Sick. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, let's check that out. That sounds fun. You get that, 3.5?
Yeah, it was a good time. Nice. It'll probably all be around the same ratings I give to, all that DC animated stuff that I've seen. It's all around anywhere between a 2.5 and a 3.5.
Nice.
You know? This is as much progress as I've made on my Legos
W.
in an hour and a half.
W. After Apollo 18, I watched Five-Headed Shark Attack, a rare 2BL. This was terrible.
Yeah, that
Really,
sounds
really
awful.
Bad. Really bad. Some funny scenes, but really bad. After that, I watched a movie that Ferdinand, Oscar, and Remy had logged called Time Trap. Dog shit. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. I almost turned it off. I turned it off and then went back to finish it.
Wow, like, that's Evan, you never turn off movies.
I know. It was really bad. Really, really bad. And then this afternoon when I got home from work, I watched Leprechaun 2. My God. What a blast. Really, really goofy. The Leprechaun is hanging out with the boys at the bar.
Yeah.
The kills are great. It's really fun, yeah. I'm gonna keep going. Leprechaun 4, they go to space, which I cannot wait for.
That sounds kind of... I might try to hop on these with you.
There's like Leprechaun Back to the Hood, and I think it's like a gangster movie. Like,
that sounds ridiculous, and I'm so in.
Yeah, they're all on Prime for me too, so I'm gonna binge through these. Yeah, Leprechaun 2 is really, really entertaining. Yeah, that's all I got.
Hell yeah, man!
I'm gonna be watching Straight Outta Compton very soon because I have been itching to watch it. So
like today.
for that. Probably today. Yeah. It's long, so we'll see.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today on the pod.
I'm very
we'll see you next time. See you on Friday. If you want to follow us on our socials, I'm Trey the Film Noob. Everywhere, I'm most active on TikTok and Letterboxd. Evan is Evan0567 on Letterboxd as well. Go check out his profile. Give him a follow. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment down below what your thoughts are on Jaws and some of the stuff you've been watching recently as well. And
watch the Princess Diaries.
Yes, do that. And if you're listening with us, give us a follow. Add us, whatever it is, on whatever you're listening to.
If you are watching really quick and you've seen a few of Jonathan Glazer's movies, let me know how Sexy Beast stacks up, because it was pretty awesome, and it's only the second Glazer I've seen. So
you gonna gaze some more Jonathan Glazer?
Yeah,
call it gaze and glazing. Jonathan. That's what we call Jonathan. Glazer watch parties. Gaze and glazing.
Yeah. Under the Skin's probably next, so let me know.
Hell yeah.
Please comment.
Scarlett Johansson, man.
I've seen that scene before. How? Who knows?
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. No, thank you for joining us today. And we'll see you next time. We'll see you on Friday.
On Friday.